Today, we're going to deal with the most common objections to the argument. The first one is the objection of historians can't prove miracles. And to quote Bart Ehrman, by the way, is a relatively famous historian who has spent a tremendous amount of time studying the scriptures, the biblical text, and is himself, ask him, either an atheist or agnostic, but he's very, very adamantly anti-Christian. He likes to debate Christian apologists. So Bart Ehrman has said, historians, by the very nature of their craft, can establish only what probably happened in the past. But by definition, a miracle is the least probable occurrence. He says that in How Jesus Became God. Page 171 if you want to look it up. In other words, he says miracles are excluded from the possible options before the evidence is weighed. He is expressing that he is making a judgment call prior to looking at data. And when you immediately on the foresight, before you look into the data, when you exclude possible outcomes, then any data towards those outcomes will land on deaf ears. The reality is, if you want to be objective, if you want to be intellectually honest, then you cannot exclude possible explanations prior to looking at the data. You need to follow the data where it leads, and you need to be open to all possibilities. This is why William Lane Craig says the historian has to be open to whatever explanation best fits the facts. If Jesus rose, then that is a historical event, not just a theological one. Historians, by the nature of what they do, absolutely could affirm a miracle if the evidence was there, which, as we discussed yesterday, it certainly is. If you refuse miracles in advance, no amount of evidence will convince you. You need to look at the evidences and follow them where they lead.